Welcome to The Explainer. The Indian market just pulled off what folks are calling a tactical bounce. But the big question is it built to last? Today, we're going to break it all down. We'll look at the key sectors that drove this recovery, the global forces pulling the strings, and then we'll dive into 5 specific stocks that are sending some pretty big signals for tomorrow.
So this right here is the number that really defined the day, 25,571. That's where India's benchmark Nifty 50 index ended up, gaining nearly 0.5% after a day of pretty solid momentum. It's a finish that definitely gave the bulls something to cheer about.
And you know, this wasn't just a one-day wonder. That strong finish was absolutely crucial because it helped both the Nifty and the Sensex, India's 2 major indices, to shake off some midweek wobbles and actually end the entire week in the green. So what everyone's calling this is a tactical bounce. Think of it less like the start of a wild rally and more like a smart, strategic recovery.
Okay, so let's peel back the layers here. Who were the real heroes of the week and which sectors kind of got left in the dust during this recovery? Man, the performance numbers for the week really paint a picture. I mean, sure, the energy and the FMCG sectors had a strong showing, no doubt about it, but they were absolutely dwarfed by the state-owned PSU banks, which just surged ahead with a massive 5.5% weekly gain. Honestly, they were in a league of their own.
And this slide right here perfectly captures the market's split personality. It's like a tale of 2 markets. On one side, you have the bulls just driving those banks forward, but on the other, you've got the bears putting a ton of pressure on the heavyweight IT sector, which, is really grappling with shaky global demand and all those worries about how AI is going to impact their bottom line.
So you gotta ask, what's causing this split? Let's take a look at the forces at play, the technical stuff and the global factors that are really shaping these trends we're seeing.
If you look at the charts, it's pretty clear the market is kind of running into a wall. Yeah, the bounce was strong, but sellers definitely stepped in as the Nifty got close to a key technical ceiling. The next big test for the bulls, the level everyone's watching, is going to be breaking through that 25,800 resistance level. And of course, it's never just about what's happening at home, right? The market doesn't exist in a bubble. All these geopolitical tensions around the globe are making crude oil prices jump all over the place. And that creates a direct ripple effect for the big oil marketing companies right here in India. All right, now for the part I know you've been waiting for. Let's zoom right in on 5 specific stocks that made some really interesting moves today and are definitely worth keeping on your radar as we head into the next session.
First up, we've got KRN Heat Exchanger. This one is a pure momentum story. It just caught this intense wave of investor interest and saw a really powerful move upward. I mean, think about this. The stock rallied nearly 12% in a single day. A move like that, closing up at 887, puts it squarely on the map for any trader who plays the momentum game. Next, let's talk about ABB India. This is just a classic example of a technical breakout. And this wasn't some random price jump. It was backed by some really strong data under the hood.
Okay, so when you see these 3 things line up, you gotta pay attention. First, a price surge of over 9%. Second, a rise in what's called open interest. That's basically the total number of bets on a stock, telling us more traders are jumping into the action. And third, exceptionally high trading volume. That's a powerful combination that signals real conviction.
Our third stock, RVNL, tells a completely different kind of story. This wasn't about new buyers rushing in. Nope, this was all about something called a short covering rally. So what in the world is a short covering rally? Well, think of it this way. You have traders who bet that a stock's price would go down, but they were wrong. As the price starts to rise, they get squeezed and are forced to buy back the shares to stop their losses. And all of that sudden, panicked buying just pushes the price up even faster.
And here's the proof right in the numbers. The stock gained over 5%, but look at the open interest. It dropped by a massive 31%. That is a textbook smoking gun sign of those short sellers scrambling to close out their bets, which just fueled the stock's climb.
Now let's totally flip the script and look at Wari Energies. This is the exact opposite of what we just saw with RVNL. Here, the data suggests that traders are confidently building new bullish bets, what we call long positions.
So with this one, you've got a rising price paired with a big increase in open interest, up over 18%. When you combine that with some great company news, like bagging a major new order for solar modules, you get a really clear signal of fresh confidence from traders.
And finally, we have Angel One. This is a stock where a huge surge in trading activity is signaling the potential for a really big move, though the direction isn't quite so clear. It's definitely one to watch for volatility.
That big jump in open interest, almost 18%, means traders are placing some major new bets on this stock's future. It's kind of like the market is coiling a spring, getting it ready for a potentially sharp move. That makes it a key one to watch right at tomorrow's opening bell.
Okay, so let's pull the camera back out. Forgetting individual stocks for a second, what are the big, critical numbers you need to have on your radar for the market as a whole in the next trading session?
This slide basically lays out the key battlegrounds for the coming session. For the Nifty, think of the ceiling or resistance at 25,800, and the floor or support is down at 25,000. For the Bank Nifty, the next resistance hurdle to watch for is 61,668.
Yeah, that quote pretty much nails it, doesn't it? It was a good day, a much-needed tactical recovery for sure. But the market's true test, well, that's still just around the corner as it gets closer to those resistance zones.
And that leaves us with the million-dollar question heading into the next session, right? Was this just a one-day bounce, or is this the start of a new climb? The answer is probably going to be revealed when the market really tests those key levels we just talked about. Thanks for joining us.